Hello everyone, hope you're having a fabulous day. It is a lovely day here in Utah and I am making a perfect fall addition to our dinner tonight. This will act as our dessert after dinner, and this is a crustless slow cooker apple pie a la mode. Okay, so what I have in here is I have about 6 apples just cut up. Now I'm trying something different. I am trying it with the skin on. I've always made it with the skin off, but I'm just gonna see how it turns out because I didn't have as much time to peel all the apples today. So I will report back to let you know. When I make applesauce, I always leave the skin on because I think it adds extra fiber in there and just extra flavor. So I will let you know how it works out. However, the original recipe calls for peeling all of the apples. Honey Crisp is what I'm using, and I love to use Honey Crisp, but you can use any kind of apple. So what I have is the apples cut up and in my slow cooker. I sprayed it with a little bit of coconut spray before, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 1/3 of a cup of honey in. So let me just grab my 1/3 of a cup of honey. Where is it? Sorry, I didn't have it ready to go. Here it is. All right, so 1/3 of a cup of honey is what I'm going to add in. You can use maple syrup, you can use brown sugar, but I choose to use honey and maple syrup as our sweetener, but I'm just going to fill this up. And like I said, you can use sweetener of your choice, but I am using honey. And I'm going to put a little bit under 1/3 of a cup. There we are. Okay, so this is just pure honey from Utah. I always like to use the honey in the region where we are. All right, so I'm going to spread that out, and I'm going to stir this up before I turn it on, so we'll make sure that it gets all over the apples here. Okay, so I've got my 1/3 of a cup of my sweetener in there. I'm just going to stir it up a little bit here before we add everything else. Next up, I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch. So this is the cornstarch I'm using. I'm using non-GMO, gluten-free cornstarch, and I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of cornstarch in. So I'm going to get my tablespoon out, measure it, and I'm going to add in the cornstarch. Okay, so next up I'm going to add my spices, and that would be cinnamon, which I love and I didn't get. Let me grab the cinnamon. So I would put as much cinnamon as you want. Recipe calls for about 1 teaspoon. We love cinnamon, so I'm going to just sprinkle it all over every part of the crock pot here. And then I will stir it up again. Okay, after that we are going to put in our nutmeg. So I'm going to get my nutmeg next and stir that in as well. So again, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg is all you need. I'm going to just kind of eyeball it, but 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg is what the recipe calls for. There we go. Yeah, no, there's not yet, honey, but you can in a minute. Okay, next up is I'm going to put a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. You don't have to put pumpkin pie spice if you don't want to, but I'm just going to put a touch, add a little bit more flavor, and that's it. That is all. I'm going to stir it up and make sure it all gets very well mixed in. You can cover it and cook it on high for 2 hours if you want, or low for 4 hours. Either way, it will turn out to be smelling delicious in your house, and it will be ready in no time. So that's it, you guys. This is a really, really easy one. Now, the other step that you can add on after this is you can make it into applesauce if you'd like. So depending how it turns out with the skins on, I will let you know what we do with it. I'm going to set it for 2 hours. I'm going to forget it until after dinner, and then we will serve it up. You can put a little bit of vanilla ice cream on top, or some freshly made whipping cream. You can have it however you want in the morning with a little bit of Greek yogurt is amazing. You can also put these into a Greek yogurt overnight oatmeal jar. Lots of different ways you can use these apples. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you again soon. Bye.